News: the avowed racist who murdered two Bond Hill cousins more than 30 years ago just got mercy he didn't give his victims.
Just 6 hours before his lethal injection, a federal judge granted Joseph Paul Franklin a stay of execution. 9 on Your Side reporter Tom McKee is live with the story of the people who convicted him here. People who thought Franklin would receive justice tonight. Tom?
Well, Carol, it was Saturday morning, June 8th, 1980, when cousins Dante Evans Brown and Darrell Lane were murdered as they walked to a store along Reading Road in Bond Hill. Dozens of investigators worked thousands of hours to try and crack the case. In the end, it was a female assistant prosecutor who got Joseph Paul Franklin to confess that he murdered these teenagers just because of the color of their skin. Judge Melissa Powers spent part of Tuesday looking at files of the man she helped convict of murdering cousins Dante Evans Brown and Darrell Lane. As an assistant prosecutor, she wrote letters to Joseph Paul Franklin in prison to get him to confess, and he wrote back. The case was cracked in a meeting on Missouri's death row.
I was face-to-face with somebody very dangerous that was capable of killing without any kind of conscience or remorse.
Powers recalled Franklin thought of himself as a ladies' man, and she used that knowledge against him.
I flattered him a lot, made him feel that he was important, asked for his assistance, and definitely played up the compliments and the flattery.
With the confession in hand, Powers says she felt emotionally drained.
I sold my soul to the devil in order to get what we needed.
Franklin was tried, convicted, and sentenced to life in prison because Ohio didn't have a death penalty at that time. He got no sympathy from Judge Ralph Winkler.
If there was such a thing as a motion to whine, I'm sure you would have filed it.
Levon Evans went back to the Bond Hill overpass Tuesday where the murders occurred just to remember his big brother, Dante.
I miss him so much. He taught me how to ride a bike, taught me how to ride a skateboard, taught me how to tumble. He taught me how to survive. And I was only 7.
With Franklin's execution just hours away, he finally senses closure.
He paid the price now. You know, it's time for him, time for the devil to go home. He always been a boogeyman to me, because he took my big brother. My big brother was everything to me.
For Judge Powers and the retired Judge Winkler, it's a sense of closure for the community as well.
I think that justice is being served.
I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. You know, he deserves it. If anybody ever deserved the death penalty, this guy does.
But all that is going to have to wait for a while because U.S. District Judge Nanette Lowry ruled that the execution could not go forward right now because of disputes over the protocol, the drugs that are used for that execution. Both Judges Powers and Winkler told me they feared that might happen, and now those fears have come true. Of course, Franklin is accused of killing maybe more than 20 people across the United States, including wounding Vernon Jordan, the civil rights leader, and also Hustler publisher Larry Flint. Tom McKee, 9 on Your Side, live in Mount Adams.